This is the perspective view, 1-point perspective for example 1. We're going to start with the front view of the standard order of views. Click on the line command. And for this one, I'm just going to have my object snap on. Click on this endpoint. I'm going to create a vanishing point to the upper right hand corner here. Just click randomly. And then I'm just going to connect these corners right here to the vanishing point. And as you can see, it looks like it's pulling away from that vanishing point this way and getting bigger. What we're going to do is I'm going to create a series of horizontal lines. They're going to be the width lines. So for this top here, create this, go to that intersection. I can trim that back by just clicking on the line and then moving that grip to that intersection. So I'm creating that top plane there. I'm going to go from this endpoint straight down and create a height. This is sketching. This is estimating the numbers that you see next to my cursor. They're just for reference, so you don't have to be accurate. So for instance, this would be 1. I'm just going to click anywhere randomly. Now that this is a depth line, all the depth lines are going to be going to the vanishing point. So I create that vanishing point from that point there. Next, I'll do the same thing that I just did before. I'm going to create a horizontal line and go straight down. And I'm creating this little cutout here. I can trim this back. With this line right here, you're going to create that straight down. It's a height line. It's going to go and terminate into that line right there. And this line command here from this edge, it's going to go, and I'll zoom into it real quick. It's going to zoom in and terminate on this edge right here. Okay, so we just created that inside part. All right, next I'm going to create this back edge. Go to the line command, click somewhere about here, go there, and this time I'm going to go straight down to this edge right here, because that represents this edge. I'm going to go from that point straight down, and you can almost see this little U shape that I just created right there. So we keep in mind that all height lines are straight up and down, width lines are side to side, depth lines all go to the vanishing point. It becomes a little bit easier to draw. So next I'm just going to modify by trimming some of these lines. I can trim this line here between these two, so go to the trim command, get rid of that line. I can do the same over here. I'll select these two edges so that I can terminate that center line, so trim, just select here. See how that's starting to develop. Click on that edge, and I'm actually going to trim that whole line away. So now you can see that profile plane right here. Alright, next I'm going to go to my line command again, start here, I'm going to go straight across. As soon as I hit that intersection, I'm going to go straight down. And what I just created was this back edge right here. So go straight across and then straight down. Next, what I'm going to do is create some height lines, estimated height lines, and an estimated depth to the vanishing point. So just estimated a height line, depth line, and then drew that to the vanishing point. Here I'll actually trim that up, so nice edge. And I can actually start from somewhere over here. The object snap's getting in the way. I'm probably going to just start right down here. Or I can just turn it off since we're sketching for a second. So click here. I'm going to go straight over, turn the object snap back on so I can get the intersection. If it doesn't look right, you can actually highlight it, grab this, and you can move it to where you think it might look a little bit better. I think it looks better there. So line command, where this intersection is right here, I'm going to go straight down. And then if we look, I'm actually going to go back with it here, because you won't see that edge. I'll modify this here. We'll trim this back, this line here, back to this intersection. And then the last thing I'm going to do for the construction is to draw this line straight down so that it intersects. So the construction's done. What's left is I just need to trim. So I'll go through and I'll trim these little areas off to complete the view. Select these lines, trim this away. I can undo that. I can just select this cutting edge, right click and trim. And I can just erase these lines. And there you go. There's your 1-point perspective for example 1.